Well, good evening, everyone. And as always, we are back with tons of breaking news. We just got home from work, but I'm sure many of you may already be familiar with the breaking situation that unfolded 5:30 Eastern Time, Washington D.C., where the Pentagon has released a statement stating that Iran has retaliated by launching a dozen missiles into the Iraqi area. They're striking two Iraqi military bases that is reported to be housing U.S. servicemen and women as well. But from what our sources are indicating right now, we do know that no U.S. servicemen or women are reported to be injured right now at this time. But we do understand from what sources have indicated that there are reported to be casualties among our Iraqi allies there, from what sources are stating at this time. But of course, we're going to continue to do our very best to monitor this. But this is what we do know as of right now via the Pentagon. Right now they are waiting for the sun to come up so they can assess the damage at this time. But we do know that from what sources have said, there are reported to be Iraqi casualties at this time, but again, no U.S. casualties as of right now. But this is the best news that we could possibly receive right now, give or take. But will the U.S. respond or will they retaliate? We may not know yet, but we are waiting President Trump to hold a press conference tomorrow morning sharp, where we will be reporting to you on President Trump's comments afterward, whenever that's set to take place, guys. But we're going to continue to do our very best again to monitor this, guys. Of course, I will be leaving links in the description box below, but this is the latest breaking news, where many of you may know Iran has launched a total of at least 15 ballistic missiles into Iraq right now, targeting two military bases there as of right now. But the article here reads, Iran fired as many as 15 ballistic missiles into Iraq, targeting U.S. military and coalition forces early Wednesday, officials said, in a major retaliation by the rogue regime after the U.S. airstrike that killed Iranian Quds Force General Qasem Soleimani last week. Of course, Iran has taken responsibility for the launch of these missiles, as well as many of you may already know, according to sources. But moving on, guys, the article here reads, 10 missiles hit Al-Assad Air Base, 1 missile hit a military base in Erbil, and 4 missiles failed to hit their targets, according to U.S. military spokesman for Central Command responsible for American forces in the Middle East. The attacks unfolded in 2 waves, each about an hour apart. But this is all we do know as of right now. There are no more further attacks from what we do know at this time. But of course, will Iran continue to launch missiles into Iraq? We could only wait and see right now. But of course, we are looking at actual footage of the missiles in the air headed toward Iraq at this time. But of course, moving on, guys, our thoughts and prayers are with everyone there in Iraq as we wait to hear the official assessment on the amount of damage there at this time. But of course, again, we do know that no U.S. servicemen or women were reported to have been injured or among any of the casualties at this time. But the article here reads, initial assessments show that no U.S. casualties is a U.S. military official in Baghdad told Fox News. That is the best news, as I've said, that we can receive so far, guys. But the article further reads here that Trump tweeted a response late Tuesday evening, all is well. Missiles launched from Iran at 2 military bases located in Iraq. Assessment of casualties and damage taking place as of right now, from what the article here reads. But so far, so good, from what President Trump has went on to state. We have the most powerful and well-equipped military anywhere in the world by far, and I will be making a statement tomorrow morning. Again, I will be bringing you the latest breaking news when the statements are set to take place, or both after, as well as we're going to continue to do our very best to monitor this, guys. But this is, again, breaking news, where Iran has launched 15 ballistic missiles into Iraq. Of course, they have retaliated and they have taken full responsibility for these launches of this attack, guys. But of course, with that being said, we're going to continue to do our very best to monitor this breaking news, guys, as we continue to keep a watchful eye, and we're going to continue to see what President Trump has to say tomorrow, guys, as he's set to address the nation, most likely in a press conference tomorrow from the White House. But of course, this is what the article further reads. The White House previously said he would not make an address to the nation Tuesday. White House Press Secretary Stephanie Graham said right after the attack, "We are aware of the reports of attacks on U.S. facilities in Iraq. The president has been briefed and is monitoring the situation closely and consulting with his national security team. It was not immediately clear how the U.S. may respond, but we can only wait and see right now." Will President Trump launch an attack in retaliation for Iran's attack there on the Iraqi Air Force bases? We can only wait and see. We do know as of right now, from what sources have also indicated, that they have sent, the U.S. military has also sent in at least 3 to 6, if I'm not mistaken, B-52 bombers in the event that things should escalate. But from what the way things are looking right now, we can only wait and see. But things could definitely escalate with tensions being high right now that Iran has retaliated, guys. But one can only wait and see. But again, we're going to continue to do our best to monitor this, guys. And I urge each and every one of us to continue to keep our president, his family, and both, most importantly, our servicemen and women over in Iraq in your thoughts and prayers right now, as we can only wait and see and assess what may take place, guys. But of course, there's no really telling right now what is going to happen, but we're going to continue to do our best to keep our eye on this at this time. And again, I urge each and every one of us under the sound of my voice to continue to keep our servicemen and women in our thoughts and prayers, as well as, we can only wait and see. But with that being said, again, everyone, I am your host, Chi-Town Zone. If we happen to have any more breaking news, feel free to subscribe and be sure to hit that little notification bell. And with that being said, everyone, God bless and have a good night.